worked with enough people with wavy curly hair behind the chair that I am beginning to notice a pattern. Most of the fights that people get into with their waves and curls are actually very easily solvable. They don't have bad hair. They have bad wash day habits. And the crazy part is that most people think all these things that they're doing are actually helping their curls. They're not. Hey there guys, if you're new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and for the past 8 years, I have been doing my very bestest to show up here on the internet and be as helpful as humanly possible to you and your waves and curls. When I realized that I was actually fearfully and wonderfully made with wavy curly hair and not made with bad frizzy straight hair, it was one of the most transformative things I have ever had happen to me in my life. I said one of, not the most, but it was pretty dadgum transformative. And not fighting with my hair has been so incredibly freeing. And that is why I am here. I want you to feel so confident wearing your waves and curls. I want it to be effortless and easy for you. And that is why we are here talking about the 7 curly hair mistakes that you didn't even know you were making every single wash day. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a curl specialist in my hometown of Abilene, Texas. And after working with real clients behind the chair, there are certain mistakes that I am seeing over and over and over again, regardless of curl type or time spent embracing your waves and curls. So even the veterans are making some of these mistakes. I make some of these mistakes all the time. Some of these mistakes cause buildup, frizz, and completely destroy your wash day longevity. Mistake number 1, not cleansing your hair properly. This is probably the number 1 mistake that I see. People are washing their hair once a week because TikTok told them that they should try that and that it would be better for their hair. And if they wanted healthy curls, they needed to wash their hair less because they didn't want to strip their hair and remove the natural oils. Therefore, they're only washing their hair like once a week. And guess what? For oily scalps and finer hair textures, this tends to be a curl killer. This tends to be the most detrimental to the people with incredibly oily scalps. And guess what? If you have oily skin, there's a good chance you have an oily scalp. I am one of those people. I am an oily greasy goose. By noon, I can like scrape the oil off of my nose with a spatula. It's disgusting. My hair tends to be the same way. My roots are greasy by day 2, unless I use a good amount of dry shampoo. Get ahead of the problem. If I powder my nose, it also helps. So, you know, same idea applies to both my face and my head. If I want to control the oil, I can use powder on my face, or I can use dry shampoo or powder in my hair. I see this being the biggest problem for people with oily hair. When they go 17 days without washing their hair, the scalps get wildly inflamed. We're dealing with a lot of flakes, folliculitis, inflammation of the hair follicle, and just incredibly limp, build-uppy hair. The second thing people do when they're not cleansing their hair adequately or properly, they are taking 12 whole seconds to shampoo their scalp and then they rinse it. And they call that good because they're kind of scared of shampoo drying out their hair. The good news is that most shampoos now today on the market are gently cleansing enough that we don't need to be afraid of them. If you are oily greasy, go ahead and shampoo your hair when your hair gets oily. But Courtney, my hair is greasy on the morning of day 2. Girl, same. Use a little bit of dry shampoo and wash your hair every other day. Figure out ways to shorten down your wash day routine to where it feels like something that you can do every other day. Now, if your hair is on the drier side, if you have dry skin, if you have dry scalp, and you are blessed to go longer in between your wash days, maybe you have a little bit more complicated curl routine. You can put a little bit more effort into making the curls last you a little bit longer. Maybe you take some extra time and care with your brush styling. Maybe you're really glazing and scrunching in a thorough coating of gel. You're really shooting for a rockin' gel cast on wash day so that you get more wash day longevity out of your hair. But if you're having to wash more frequently like me, figure out ways to have an effortless wash day routine, something that you know maybe isn't gonna last you 12 days, but it'll look good for at least a couple of days before you have to jump in the shower and wash it again. The thing is that clean hair, adequately cleansed hair, is a clean canvas for really good curls. Your conditioner's gonna work better, your stylers are gonna work better, you're gonna have less frizz and less dull buildup on your hair. Your hair is gonna look a lot shinier. So take your time cleansing your hair. Wash, rinse, repeat is not a sales gimmick by the shampoo companies trying to get you to use more shampoo. They really do want you to wash your hair, rinse, and then wash it again. I do recommend cleansing your hair at least twice every single wash day, if for the sake of making you slow down and spend more time lathering every single corner of your scalp. I am creating so much frizz by doing that. Or volume. Let's just call that volume, right? Right. The second mistake that I see people making a lot of is either over conditioning their hair or under conditioning their hair. I have seen this one a lot. It is incredibly tricky to find the right balance of conditioning product for your hair. My girls with fine hair grabbing the deep conditioner every single wash day, thinking that somehow if they just deep condition their hair more, they're gonna make it more wavy curly, that they're gonna have healthier curls. You're just winding up creating a buildup situation and weighing down your curls. And the girls who feel like using too much conditioner is going to make their hair feel greasy, limp, and weighed down, so they're using less conditioner so that their curls won't fall flat. You're under conditioning your hair, and it needs more conditioning in order to spring up and be hydrated and conditioned. And if your hair is naturally a softer finish, your hair doesn't require as much conditioner. If it feels really soft and slippy to the touch, don't deep condition as often. Use lighter weight conditioners. Under conditioned hair feels tangly, rough, and very frizzy, and it tends to be pretty dull looking. Over conditioned hair tends to look incredibly limp, overly shiny, and in extreme cases, your hair will actually feel damp when it's completely dry. So if you're grabbing your hair and like squeezing it, and it feels like cold and damp, but it's not supposed to be damp because like you washed your hair yesterday and it still feels wet, you're probably dealing with some over-conditioned hair. Mistake number 3, I see at least once a week, and that is people using too much curl cream. I blame this on TikTok again. I have seen more videos of girls on TikTok squeezing out half the curl cream bottle into their hair and scrunching in curl cream. And lo and behold, they do have some pretty cute curls that pop out when they do that. That is an extreme case that actually works for somebody. 9 times out of 10, when somebody sits behind my chair, I'm using no more than a dime-sized amount of curl cream in their hair. It doesn't matter if their hair's down their back and 2 fistfuls thick. I am not grabbing too much curl cream. Okay, in that extreme case, I do have one client who has extreme amounts of hair. I do use slightly more on her. But even my shorter haired clients, I'm grabbing just a tiny pea-sized amount of product to style their hair. If they have a ton of hair, very high density, I'll grab slightly more, and by slightly more, I mean a dime and a half sized amount of curl cream and use it in their hair. I do have one client who has the softest of soft finish hair. We skip curl cream altogether. She doesn't need it. Her hair comes pre-conditioned. It's naturally so hydrated that putting a curl cream in her waves immediately weighs her hair down. Waves her hair down. Weighs it down. Ah, there we go. Ooh, I like those curls that got exposed just then. Now, don't go to the other extreme there with the curl cream conversation and begin skipping curl cream altogether. Most people need at least a little something in their hair to help start the conditioning process when you're styling. A little bit of curl cream is typically good for the majority of wavy curly haired people. But this leads me to mistake number 4, where most clients, when I am styling their hair, their initial comment is, "Whoa, you have a lot of water in my hair," which tells me that they are styling their hair at home with their hair being too dry. Not having enough water in your hair will be detrimental to your waves and curls goals. If you've got wave and curl goals, use a little bit more water in your hair at home instead of more product. 9 times out of 10, the answer to eliminating some wet frizz and encouraging curl clumping is more water, not more product. which is great because water is cheaper than product. Water really helps the product that you've put in your hair distribute evenly through your hair. It's like the carrying agent. It grabs the curl product and takes it inside all of your curl clumps, and it melts frizz away. Again, you can push this too far on the other end of the extreme. Don't start super soaking your curls at home and then wondering why your products have no hold anymore. You probably rinsed them out. There is a fine line here, a good balance. I like there to be enough water in the hair that when I squish it, a few drops of water come out between my fingers, not an entire tidal wave. If an entire tidal wave of water comes out in my fingers when I go to scrunch product in, I know I had slightly too much water in the hair. I'll usually grab just a little bit more product, glaze, and scrunch in one more time, and that would be chef's kiss. But if you're scrunching your hair and there are no droplets squeezing out between the back of your hand, add more water please, and thank me later. Mistake number 5 that a lot of my clients are making at home is not using enough product. They're frustrated that their waves and curls are falling flat, that they have 0 wash day longevity, that their hair frizzes and poofs up on wash day, and like they're beginning to feel like, what's the point of doing this whole curly hair thing if my hair is not gonna last at all? And then I go to style their hair and I show everybody exactly how much product I'm putting in their hair. 9 times out of 10, people go, whoa, that's a lot of product. But is it though? You have to use an adequate amount of product to get your waves and curls to hold. I know I just got done saying that usually the answer is more water instead of more product, but you do have to use enough product. We are using enough water that the hair will clump together beautifully and have enough water in it to carry the product to the curls. You also have to have enough product when you're styling your curls for them to hold and hold well. Most people who are afraid of using too much product are worried about their hair looking crunchy. We love a good gel cast around here. It's easily scrunched out, my friends. I promise you're not gonna have crispy, crunchy curls. Or their hair looking greasy and weighed down. Maybe you grabbed the same amount of curl cream that the TikTok girls were using and went, wow, my hair looks greasy. You went too far with the product, you didn't go far enough with the water, you found yourself in an problem of your hair looking greasy when you use product. Using the products in the right way can change your life. Mistake number 6 is people scrunching out the crunch too early. They finish their styling, they diffuse their hair, and then they just start, like really whipping their hair back and forth before it's dry. Guess what? When your hair's not fully dry, the hydrogen bonds in your hair haven't fully set. Now, don't click out of the video because I mentioned something science-y. Hydrogen bonds are just the bonds that break and reform in your hair every single time you get it wet and it dries. Those are the bonds responsible for you being able to braid your hair while it's damp. And then when you take the braid out when your hair is dry, you have these beautiful waves. Maybe you've done some heatless curls and you misted your hair before you put the heatless curls in and your hair got completely dry, and then you took out the heatless curls and they lasted way longer for you that time. That is because of the hydrogen bonds in your hair. When your hair is still damp, those hydrogen bonds haven't fully set and reformed. So if you start moving your hair around too much before it's dry, you're going to elongate curls in some instances, or create copious amounts of frizz because one hair escapes its curl clump and then just wants to go live by itself like a hermit away from all of its curl family friends. We don't like those guys. They need lots of encouragement to join the curl family, but then they're actually happier when they are there, I promise. And the last mistake that I see people making a lot, mistake number 7, is air drying only. I know, guys, I know the appeal of air drying. We spend all of this time shampooing. I make you shampoo your hair twice, for goodness sake. You condition your hair, you rinse it out, you get out of the shower, you're dripping wet, you get dressed, you put in the curl cream. Maybe you even go to the trouble of brush styling your hair. You brush style it, you spend 5 minutes scrunching your hair because that can help encourage your curls to form really well into their curl families. And by that time, you're exhaustified and there is no more energy for anything else, and you think, great, okay, this is good enough, I'm just gonna air dry. My friends, please. I understand that we don't all have blow dryers, but you can pick up a blow dryer from the Walmart. The last time I checked, I could pick up a blow dryer from Walmart with a diffuser for 18 bucks. At least get you one of those and spend 15 minutes hover diffusing. Really focus on your roots, where we tend to get the most frizzy, and the nape of your neck. Don't worry so much about like scooping your curls up into the dryer, because that can create a ton of frizz. That's like maybe mistake number 8, the secret mistake. People are like, I hate diffusing, so I air dry my hair because every time I diffuse, it turns out really bad. And it's because they're like all just scooping their hair up into the diffuser. Maybe they're diffusering like this. If you haven't seen my video, the 5 mistakes that you're making while you diffuse your hair, please feel free to check it out. It'll cover all of those bases for you and show you how to diffuse your hair, like minimal effort for maximum result. Air drying your hair only keeps your hair damp so long. Some people's hair never actually fully dries because they went ahead and put product in it. Gel is occlusive, it holds in moisture, and it keeps your hair more hydrated, right? And then your hair never dries. And then we run into a high growth fatigue type situation where that's a whole nother story. It tends to leave roots incredibly flat. It creates a lot of frizz because there's a lot of movement while the hair is damp, because there's more time spent while the hair is being damp. The shorter amount of time you spend with your hair wet, the less time a hair has to escape its curl clump family. And usually there's no cast when you air dry. Some people get a cast when they air dry, but that's incredibly, incredibly rare. If you're one of these people who loves to air dry your hair and you refuse to give it up, that's fine. I will give you permission to air dry your hair. It's your own hair, right? Oh, that was so dumb. But you get the idea. If you truly, truly, truly love air drying, great, keep doing it. But what I would suggest instead is to at least invest 15 minutes time of your wash day into diffusing, so that all that work that you worked for has a better chance of lasting you a bit longer. I swear, so much less frizz every single time you diffuse. And bouncier, more curl enhanced curls. The good news is a lot of these issues are very easily fixed once you recognize that they're happening. They're very, very easy swaps that radically improve the outcome of your wavy curly wash day. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these mistakes you are guilty of, because I already know mine is over conditioning my hair for years. And if you're still trying to figure out your own curls and build a routine that actually works for you in your life, feel free to subscribe and click that notification bell. I would love to have you around for some future videos. I do also offer curl coaching sessions. These are online sessions where we sit down one-on-one, face-to-face via Zoom or Google Meets, and we chat about you, your hair, your specific struggles. I let you pick my brain. I give you actionable steps that allow you to work towards solving the issue that is frustrating you. And if you want to, you are welcome to come find me in Abilene, Texas, and sit in my chair and let me play with your curls in person and give you a cut that makes washing and styling your waves and curls absolutely effortless. As always, I sure hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! And would you believe I did a wash now style later today? I used the Bounce Curl Ceramide Jelly and their new Define Edge Lift brush to brush style my hair and then scrunch this in. So like I shampoo, condition my hair, let it air dry. Shh, don't tell previous Courtney in the video that she air dried today. I did it with no product, so my hair air dried pretty quick. I didn't have enough time to style. Then I came home, sprayed my hair down with some water, brushed it out, then brush styled with this thing, glazed and scrunched in some of the ceramide jelly and diffused it dry. That was a pretty low effort wash day, and I'm kind of feeling these results. The ceramide jelly makes my hair so shiny, and this Bounce Curl brush was really interesting. It glided through the hair, like it did really, really, really well on damp hair for me. Pretty cool. All right, bye for real.